Hello. If you look on the bookshelves behind me, you will see a book with a swastika on its binding. That is The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich by William Shirer. It is his coverage, his explanation of the entire Nazi experience in Germany during World War II. I have long been horrifyingly fascinated with that time period, wondering how a well-educated country like Germany could allow somebody like Adolf Hitler and his cronies to take control of their country and lead the world into war. One of the books that Shirer used, obviously as a reference, is Mein Kampf, which is the book that Hitler wrote while he was in prison. And I want to read you a quote from Rise and Fall about Mein Kampf, because I think it's pertinent to today. Not every German who bought a copy of Mein Kampf necessarily read it. I have heard many a Nazi stalwart complain that it was hard-going, and not a few admit, in private, that they were never able to get through to the end of its 782 turgid pages. But it might be argued that had more non-Nazi Germans read it before 1933, and had the foreign statesmen of the world perused it carefully while there was still time, both Germany and the world might have been saved from catastrophe. For whatever other accusations can be made against Adolf Hitler, no one can accuse him of not putting down in writing exactly the kind of Germany he intended to make if he ever came to power, and the kind of world he meant to create by armed German conquest. The blueprint of the Third Reich, and what is more, of the barbaric new order which Hitler inflicted on conquered Europe in the triumphant years between 1939 and 1945, is set down in all its appalling crudity at great length and in detail between the covers of this revealing book. He told us what he was going to do. That phrase just resonates with me right now. Not because of Trump necessarily. Yes, he tells us what he's going to do, but what he's going to do can change from moment to moment or day to day. Nor am I referring to any book he might have written. I'm probably would have trouble believing he could write an essay, much less a book. But the people around him, the people who are going into office with him, his advisors, all the people who wrote Project 2025, they know exactly what they want to do. And they have been telling us for sometimes months and sometimes years exactly what they are going to do. They told us what they are going to do. And we are not paying attention, or many people are not paying attention. I'm not going to go into all of the Project 2025 stuff. You can look it up on the web. Just search for impact of Project 2025 or key points of Project 2025. You can find all of that. What I want to say is, when they start cutting Social Security and Medicare, when they let polluters run wild, when they use American military against U.S. citizens, none of us should be surprised. All of that is in Project 2025. Project 2025 is their blueprint for what they want to do to the federal government and what they want to do to our country. It is longer than Mein Kampf, 900 and something pages. Very few people have read the entire thing, including me. I certainly have not. But I know some of the things that are in it, and I know that they're planning to make them real once they get in office. So he told us what he was going to do. And one more thing. Many of the Germans, when Hitler came to power, had read at least part of Mein Kampf and had listened to him, and they overwhelmingly said, well, he won't be all that bad. It won't be as bad as that. Or he's just saying that to be, provocative. Yeah, he meant it. And these people mean it. And so it doesn't do any good to say, well, our institutions will save us, or he doesn't really mean it, or they don't really mean it. Project 2025 is our Mein Kampf, and we need to pay attention to what they say they're going to do, because they're already starting to do it.